My name is Louis Bowers. I'm the Head of Business Development and Partnership Management here at AirDXB. Well, I mean, really twofold. Firstly, the best thing about short-term let is the flexibility that it actually provides in the market. What you have is total usability of your property if required, and also if you actually need to sell the property for whatever reason, you can do so pretty much at any given point in time. Unfortunately, with long-term, you are tied in for at least 12 months due to the notice laws with the DLD. Secondly, what we typically see on average is a 20 to 40% increase in your return on investment, comparatively speaking to long term. I'd say the best thing about Dubai for short-term market is the absolute frequency of visitors coming into the country. With the nature of Airbnb, Booking.com, these short-term portals is all about seasonality. With the hub of Dubai growing, the investment which is going in from the royal family, we're seeing a huge turnover of people coming into the country, which results in a higher occupancy rate across the board with our 400-odd properties. Typically, you'll see your first booking within 48 hours coming on board at AirDXB. The great news is the actual return on investment into your account usually happens within 2 working days of the guest checking in. We work with all types of investors actually. We have a multi-range group ranging from your owners or investors with just the one single property here in Dubai, all the way up to investment funds and corporations who have 10, 20, 30 properties. We also work with a number of corporate accounts across the board. The most in demand from the guests are actually probably the one-bedroom side of things, and this is where you're going to capitalize on a better return on investment overall. Reason being, when you've got a one-bedroom apartment, what our furnishing department will actually recommend is you put a sofa bed in there. The reason for that is we can actually attract and market to a wider range of people. So we can actually look at having people check in as a 4-person as opposed to just 2. What we typically see is an increment of around 12,500 dirhams per year if you put a sofa bed into a property. So our advice, and actually how we work with our clients, starts before they even sign a contract here at AirDXB. What I mean by that is a lot of people don't actually have a property yet, but they want to purchase one as an investment to put on the market. We have a number of owners, we have a number of real estate agents who are representing owners come to us and say, look, we've got 6 properties which are interested, what do you think is going to be best on the short-term market? What we can then do is actually put together a pretty detailed valuations proposal per property, very, very unique, and actually say, look, this is the capital returns you're going to be seeing across 12 months. At least then they've got an educated knowledge on whether or not they should buy to then bring it on board with us as a company. Once you actually come on board as a client, we take care of absolutely everything from start to finish. We take care of the registration and payment of the DTCM licenses, which is the permits you require to actually put your property on short term. We take care of inspections of the property, deep cleaning of the property, photography of the property to make sure it is looking as good as it can to obviously attract those guests to book it, which ultimately is going to benefit our clients and also ourselves. Beyond that, when actually managing your property, we provide a full turnkey solution. So we manage absolutely everything from A to Z, ranging from the guest check-in and check-out. That is going to be done in person with our customer care team. We also take care of all of the bed linens, sheets, towels, toiletries on every stay. One of the biggest things which affects the client's return on investment is whether or not they get a positive or negative review, and that starts from the booking process. On checkout, again, seeing a familiar face from AirDXB representing our client just gives that nice and ease for any clients coming on board. Firstly, our occupancy rates are massively superior to what we see from our competitors. On average through the summer months, we're seeing an occupancy rate of, above 92%, whereas the average market is set around 35%. In the winter months, we're doing even better. We're looking at 96, 97% across our 400 properties. Overall, since January of this year, 2023, we've seen an occupancy rate of 92.7%. That is phenomenal in comparison to our competitors in the market. And the reason for that is we're very proactive in the way that we look at our clients' listings, and to make sure that, one, they're competitive, and two, we can obviously capitalize on particular events to guarantee a better ROI for our clients. Secondly, we are a lot more flexible than anybody else. We understand that the market in Dubai is very, very translucent. If you need, for example, to actually sell your property at any given point in time, we're not going to make that difficult for you. We will actually be able to give you your keys back within 30 days, which is the typical transaction process here in Dubai. Thirdly, you'll have complete and utter communication from top to bottom. What we're really invested in is not our clients having to send across an email and just talk to a potential bot, or waiting 3-4 days to get a response, which unfortunately you do see a lot of businesses here in Dubai. We'll put you on an active WhatsApp group with an account manager. The owner of the business as well will be on there, so any questions that you have at any given point in time of day will be taken care of. So it's actually very simple. We only need 5 documents. First document would be the AirDXB contract. Second document will be the DTCM form. That allows us to obviously go there and get the permits, so everything is above board and legal with the authorities. Thirdly, we require your passports. Fourth, a copy of the title deed to obviously prove ownership of the property. We also do accept a COOD as well, as per the new regulations. And finally, we would require a registration of your DWA account or 1 month's green bill certificate. No, we're very transparent with all of our clients. So before any client comes on board, we will actually put together a return on investment report. Very simply, this will categorize every single cost that comes on board as a client. So we'll give you a gross return, and then it will incorporate all of the management fee deductions to give you an actual net return at the end. The only additional cost beyond that, which again is calculated in the proposal, is our initial setup fee, which is 2,750 dirhams. This takes care of the inspections, and takes care of the deep cleaning, photography session, listing of the property on the various platforms and portals, and ultimately the application and payment of the DTCM permit. So you can receive your payments twofold. What a lot of our local clients would like to do, and we are unique as well as a business here in the UAE provide this offer, is Airbnb, the platform, will actually send you your funds directly. We don't actually handle your money at all. So what I mean by that is, when a booking comes in, within 2 days of the guest checking into the property, Airbnb will deduct their 3% portal cost, and then at the exact same time, they will send us our management fee along with our clients' returns directly to their nominated bank account here in the UAE. It can also be anywhere globally at that time also, as long as it's not a blacklisted country, of course. However, secondly, what a lot of our international clients prefer to do, because of the nature of the business, we will see about maybe 6 transactions on average going into our clients' accounts, because you're going to see bookings every 4 or 5 days. Now, if you've got an international bank account, whilst the model is great as a local account holder, that many transfer fees across the month doesn't really make a huge amount of sense to an ROI. So we are able, if required, to actually, we can correlate all of our clients' funds on a monthly basis, and then deduct our management fee and send it across at the end of the month in one clean transfer. All of our clients will receive a statement of accounts between the 10th and 12th of every month, which will obviously break down all of this for full transparency. Yes, of course, absolutely fine. At the end of the day, we work for you. You own the property. You have full use of the property within reason. There is a small caveat there. If the property is already rented out for whatever reason, then unfortunately it wouldn't be available. What we always say to our clients, if they ever want to use the property or book it out for personal use, just send us a message the second you know the dates, and as long as it's available, we will block it out on the back end of the calendar, and then you have free use to it. Absolutely fine. There are no restrictions to actually listing your property on the short term whilst putting it on the market to sell. So a lot of our clients look at doing this, and this is, I'd say, one of the main differentiators that you do have to long term. You put your property on for sale on long term, you cannot rent it out if you're wanting to sell it or intending to as a vacant property. Not the case with us on short term. We can list it at the exact same time. What we typically do is usually tell our clients maybe we'll keep one day free a week on the calendar where agents can go in and do viewings. However, it is possible as well to do viewings whilst guests are actually in the property. Look, yes, as I said beforehand, you employ us. It's your property, you are a client, you can dictate essentially what prices you want to put on the market. However, what we find is only about 2% of our clients actually do dictate the pricing, and 99% of the time they do dictate the pricing, it's actually not rented out. The reason is we are very, very good at what we do. We have a valuations team who analyse your property on a weekly basis to make sure that we are maximising the ROI. Our business model is very straightforward. We do not take our management fee if the property is sat there empty. We only take it booking to booking. So it's in our best interest as a business, as a company, to make sure the occupancy rates are as high as possible, and ultimately the rates are actually as high as we can push them whilst getting guests in there. It's not in our best interest to basically not maximise the rates there. Some clients feel they need to know better than the 250 people we employ to do this, but the flexibility is there if they wish to do so. So I give my clients two pieces of advice always, and these are the general rule of thumbs I would say that I abide to when advising anyone who is going into this particular market. Number one is, to an extent, location. So yes, you've got the primary areas of Dubai, such as Dubai Marina, downtown, Palm Jumeirah, Blue Waters. These are all fantastic areas, and they are on the long term as well. That is not rocket science. However, the secondary areas are still performing phenomenally well in the market. So we see huge appetites in the region for Creek Harbour, Greens, Meydan, District 1, JVC, JVT, Sports City, Motor City, even as far as Damac Hills 2, we're seeing some traction there as well. There is an appetite for really anywhere in the market. So whilst location does allow you to dictate how much you can charge as an average daily rate, this is also reflective in the purchase price. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the highest return on investment just because you've decided to buy in the Dubai Marina. Second fold is really what you do inside the apartment. The worst thing I see is when someone comes to me with a fantastic located property in, let's say, downtown, full Burj Khalifa view, and what they've decided to do is absolutely nothing inside. They've put in either cheap IKEA furniture, or they've just left furniture in there which is 20 years old. Everybody has to realise that there is somebody who wants to rent the apartment out. My rule of thumb is, if you wouldn't rent it out yourself, or you don't think it's done up properly, why should anyone else? Put in the love, put in the care into the property, and this will make sure that whilst you've got a good location, we will maximise your return on investment. I would much prefer to take a property on board as a business with a fantastic finishing, great furnishing in a secondary, even third tier location in Dubai, than one in a primary location with absolutely nothing done to it inside. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to go and spend a fortune to do it. Not at all. We look at this from an investment aspect. We do have an advisory arm within our furnishing team. They will come to you, they will advise you what is best for, let's say, the most Airbnb-able property, or the best which looks on booking.com, where you'll capitalise your ROI without overly spending on the furnishing for no reason.